Yeah, hospital. In Morris Plains. Right out of town. Woody's across the river in New Jersey. So go back. All rise. Mr. Siegel, do you have anything to say before I pronounce your sentence?
In my whole life, I've never said or done anything subversive to my countrymen. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because some second-rate politician from Louisiana decided that he don't like a song I sang. Or maybe he didn't like some of the folks I might have sung it.
Mr. Siegel, a jury has found you guilty of contempt of Congress.
I refuse to name names, and I
Refuse
resent
questions
American.
under a federal subpoena.
Your Honor, take no offense to what he does say. Great songwriter and great American. Woody's not well. But he's been much on my mind going through this. Because Woody once said that a good song can only be good. And the song I'm in hot water for here is a good song. It's a patriotic song, in fact. And I thought maybe you'd like to actually hear the words, and I can play it for you.
Quiet!
Didn't get the result that we thought was right, but we're free to fight another day. I often play a song for the judge up there, but he didn't want to hear it. I feel like singing, so I'm going to sing it for you. You know the words. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the open water. Land was made for you and me. Hello. Well, no one calls me that except the government. I'm not the government. Come on, then. Oh, please, by the way. Yes, sir. No question about it. How about you? And, something come after that? Gentlemen. Woody would like to know more about that,
Oh, I sang a play, and I write some fiction for friends of mine called John out in Minneapolis.
Western boy.
Yeah, and they showed me some of Woody's records, folklore ones, and years, and Red Belly, and I listened to manually stripping down the ground. Like his 2 feet.
Oh, that's fun.
Anyways, Paul, my friend, he said he's in the hospital, so I just myself here.
What is that?
Oh my man.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
Let me catch a start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot to check the chat over here.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, those printed up for visitors. Let's see. Found now. Woody wants to hear something. You shy? Mm-hmm.
Well, this is one I wrote for him. We'll see. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. I'm walking the road of the man gone down. On the CA world of the people and things. Your pumpers and peasants and princes and kings. Hey, hey, when you got 3 roaches. About a funny old world as it coming along. Seems sick and it's hungry, it's tired, it's torn. It looks like it's dying and it's a hardly getting torn. Hey, hey, we got 3, but I know that you don't. All the things I'm saying in a minute times more. On the CD of this song, but I can't sing enough. 'Cause there's not many men that done things that you've done. Here's to Cisco and Sunny and Liberty. And all those good people that travel with you. Here's to the hearts and the hands of the men that come. Dust you're gone. Night.
Oh,
That's Little Richard. He puts that on one called Sally.
like that rock and roll music, huh?
Oh, here we go. So maybe Hey, King and Italian so Ron Monroe, but I like that cat weird. I like it blues. to myself for singing, you know, folk music thing. I mean, I do sing folk music and I do serve a lot of vibrations. You know, not a lot of vibrations.
A good song, really good song. Can get the job done without the full electrified instruments.
Sometimes it's
This is Bobby, fellow traveler. He paid a visit to Woody and he had me wear a suit. We finally got a drill. Hard enough to get through all this rock, but now we got water like crystal belt. I'll set you up here. I'm snoring, so she puts me out here all the time so I can get out. She's comfortable. The toilet's off the hallway. It's like, you comfort it. It's easy. Doesn't snore. Go to bed. Go to bed. Please. All of you. Oh, sorry. It's cold. So, mind if you open? Yes. I was just excited because he met one of his heroes tonight. That one is Woody. He plays a hell of a song.
Okay.
Now, those of you who can't sing that low, we're going to make you sopranos. You sing.
What's up, guys? Let me check the comments. I totally neglected you guys. What up, Rex? I'm chilling. How you doing? Welcome back. Liking live and joining through the invite. Appreciate you. Welcome, Blade. Welcome, Rex. Rex is dead one.
Your time.
Very nice. I like to hear that you're good. I don't know how this ended up in my playlist. I'm gonna have to play this here a second.
Columbia is
Second,
Mount
goodbye.
Rushmore.
Are vanished
Tony Bennett
from the playlist.
and Mathis.
They gone.
They have everyone except their folk singer. The girl's strong. She has a smile. I'm telling you. She acts depressed, looks at her shoes, makes me crazy.
Yeah, nice. Mm.
This is my friend Bob.
Now a special guest is going to introduce open mic tonight.
Don't run, I ain't passing the basket tonight.
A voice we already know and love. Mr. Pete Seeger.
Mr. Pete Seeger.
Month or so ago, Woody and I met a young man. He kind of just dropped in on us and sang a song. Love it. Barely struck us to the ground. And Woody and I felt that maybe we were getting a glimpse of a new world. This young man had been playing around town a bit. Thought it was high time we took the stage at Folk City. So I want you to give a warm up.
Horrible.
Thanks, folks. Yeah, thanks, Pete. That's a lot to live up to. Well, Old School's better than it did in East Orange, New Jersey. How about that Joe Myers, folks? Pretty good. She's pretty. Sings pretty. Maybe a little too pretty.
Okay.
A little something I wrote. That'd be good. Gotta give it to somebody. I was young when I left home. And I've been a rambling around. wrote a letter to my home, Lord, to my home. I never wrote a letter to my home. It was just the other day. I was bringing home my pay.
How about you? I'm chilling, brother. I'm staying up all night tonight. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna try to get as many as we can. I'm gonna try to, because I like to. When I do go live, I feel like I have to be in one place, but I like to draw wherever I go. So I'm very much always moving around and shit. But it's cool. So we're gonna get this one done, and we'll see if we can keep going live. So cool.
This way. La, la, la. This way.
I need the fan. It's hot in here. What up, Badiat? Is that your name? Badiat? Badyart? I'm Kick. Appreciate you for the comment. Thank you. That's Thank you, X. What up, bro? Welcome back. What's up, Macaroon? Lee? Instagram, appreciate y'all. Because he has like an arm that's turned into a scythe. It's a little confused. Just be off the panel. Legs. Ribs. Flat. Starving. Okay. Cloak. I always try to. It's really important to learn how to do ellipses because you can do so many tricks with an ellipse, right? You can think of it like a spotlight. You put a spotlight around an object. One, you can play with that lighting. It's really dynamic lighting, really contrast lighting. But also, you can play with that perspective that exists within the ellipse. If it's sitting flat, let's say you have, right? In this case, we have this explosion. It's coming out from here. The ground is cracking underneath it, and I have an ellipse sort of to kind of capture the range, and that way I can make these cracks that are around here in the foreground more just bigger, and these cracks that are going to be smaller give a sense of like distance and depth. So you play with that a lot. It's just simple kind of tricks that I think really make it more interesting, more appealing, more dimensional. So it's really important. Learn how to do ellipses. Learn. Don't get stuck in being a student forever. That's a whole other track. You always will be a student, but I mean, don't be stuck following. You know? De-indoctrinate anybody telling you this is how you do it. Just use what you can. They're all tricks. You know? Figure it out your way. It's really important to figure that out so you have your own unique way. Thank you, Omar. Appreciate you, bro. Alright, I think we can wing this thing. We can wing it. Oh, I forgot one more sound effect. Kind of like the idea of the lettering having like explosions coming out of the holes. So the B, the holes in the B, the holes in the O. Use that as like an opportunity to play with the visual elements that you have. So in my case, explosion. Okay, I'm gonna make an explosion coming out from there. Right? Mess around with it. You guys do what you like. Of course, always know what you like. And then you got one more sound effect where it's flying off. It's gonna be whoosh, but I don't want to block this. I'm gonna make it so. Here. Okay, I see it. We'll put it right here. And we'll just add smooth lines. We do peeking. Alright. Let's pick up some of this graphite. Work. I always have see what I'm drawing. What do you mean? You always see what I'm drawing? Is that what you're saying? Penciling really doesn't take too long. It depends on how much detail you're putting, how long is the environment going to take, if you're doing any kind of, a little more difficult images, um, if you're doing a double spread, it really shouldn't take too long. You want to get it to a constructed sketch where you have enough detail. Like for example, I didn't need to put this flower pattern because it is on his cloak, his Reaper cloak. It has this like flower pattern, but I didn't need to draw that because I can just ink that. It's really easy shape to ink, right? You don't really need to just like 4 petals in a circle, right? So you got to pick and choose, and your goal should be to try to get to ink as soon as possible. But really important, you got to be happy with the pencils you did. You can't be, chicken scratch, or I should say super chicken scratch pencils. You know what I'm saying? You're doing super tight pencils. You're not just the penciler. If you're doing everything, your goal should be to get to inks as soon as you can. Otherwise, you're going to lose that momentum. You're going to be too precious about it, and it's going to make stiffer inks. Too precious. Not precious. Let's actually use the G-Nib. You get a lot more variation in that line. He's actually glowing on this panel, so I want to play with kind of lost and found lines where I'm not closing the shape too much, but I'm giving you guys enough indication. Right? And I'm really light lines. What up, Lumen? Welcome, boy. Thank you for liking the live. I mean, I always have to see what I'm going to draw. I have very little measures to create. Okay, I feel you. You know, if you want to create from your imagination, It is okay to draw from life, and most of the time that's what you're going to be doing. If you really like, I don't know, entertainment art like anime, comics, video games, manga, you know, it's okay to start drawing those characters that you like and trying to draw those scenes that you like. That's a great place to start and to kind of start turning your imagination. The next step is to make your own stories or action scenes or whatever you're into. When you get into that, try to really get into character, learning what kind of character do you like, design wise. What is it from all the characters you saw? What do you like from what they have? Oh, I like the way that this character he has a lot of sharp edges and he's like, really edgy and cool. And this character is really soft and round. Or this character, you start to notice that there's a language of shapes. When you start to collect those shapes, you can now start to invent your own language. So you're starting from that 2D in your imagination with those shapes. And as you work on your fundamentals, you start to be able to turn those shapes around. You start to be able to turn them upside down. You start to figure out, oh, okay, I'm going to play it this way. I want to have this character do this thing. It'll help you. But a great place to start is to draw what you love. Draw the shows you love. And then from there to segue into your own characters, your own stuff. And don't be afraid. Don't be scared of your judgment. It's easier said than done, especially when we judge ourselves. But you have to understand this. Judgment is the opposite of creativity. You gotta create, not giving a fuck. Right? Apply Ash's law. This is the law, my law. Don't give a fuck. Create it. And as you go, you have to realize that you're taking part in an activity with not just yourself, but with your projected imagination, right? And you're basically a bridge maker. You're making it easier to bring that down through the language of shapes and the other fundamental stuff you start to learn. Don't get crazy on the learning. Don't get like those people. You did this wrong. You did that wrong. Those people are not creative, really. A lot of times they're drawing what other people did. Do what you feel is interesting. That's what you need to follow. So judgment is the opposite of creativity, and apply Ash's law. Don't give a fuck. You gotta give a fuck. The more you care, the more stiff, the more uptight it's gonna feel. You have to be loosey goosey, Like Bruce Lee said, be like water. Be like water. A lot of the times when you try to do something, man, you're gonna just run into people who are too afraid to try anything. And they'd rather sit there and judge. Just remember that those people, that's what's stopping you from just doing your thing, being free to create. They don't care about you. In fact, they don't care about themselves. They're drunk on judgment. So I really can't stress that enough. You really got to understand that judgment, very much so, is the opposite. It's the opposite of creativity. There's a time and place for it, but not in the beginning, especially not. Right? And if you have a tablet, she's not too expensive. You can get them for like $60. You can, you know, get like an online program. There's free ones. But I would recommend Clip Studio. It's only like $4 a month, I think. And you can put your images in there and use your tablet to fix them as you like. And there's nothing to worry about. It's all in the computer. You can Control Z into infinity. I don't recommend doing that. You don't want to be a perfectionist either. That's the worst, actually. Don't be a perfectionist.
Dear Mom, I won't look for words to tell you how great your writing is. I just say, your free will mom is my most prized possession. Thank you.
I'm listening to your live as if it was a podcast. How is it going? What up, Ray Rahu? Rahu? I think that's your name. It's going, it's going. We are gonna be making this. We're almost done. It's crazy. It's ink. It's really not the hard part. Once you get over, your nerves, like, oh my god, we're gonna do this right. When you get over that, you finally kind of realize like, okay, well, there's whiteout, and there's always the computer, right? You can always fix things. You really just, that fear goes away, and it just becomes therapy. You just freaking, you know, very not, we assume it's permanent because it's ink, but it really isn't, man. And that's the beauty, is that it just has this beautiful, rich, black color that makes it more interesting. So you kind of start to really get more and more immersed in the image. And, oh, okay, this is what the hell I'm drawing. Oh shit, okay. Underneath all the chicken scratches she did with your pencils. Nice.
Tonight I sit in the race and go home.
Happy inks, right?
I was in New York last week. Saw a bunch of folks cheering. Well, I'll see you in Newport come spring. Till then, track mothers and let's go.
You do want to have a little bit of room of discovery when you're doing your pages, whatever you're drawing. We've been kind of taught that penciling is where you do all that discovery work. Well, that is true. You do want to do as much as you can there, all that exploration, discovery of the image. But the inks is really that commitment that you're making, which has its own kind of discovery. And sometimes you want to be open to mistakes, right? And you never know really what mistakes are actually become your greatest asset. So it's always a win-win. And the more you see art like a win-win, you really will stop being so terrified of what you can create. Oh, it's hideous. Oh, it's genius. It's genius. Keep going. A great way to kind of think about this is that you kind of have two types of artists. You have left brain artists and right brain artists. Maybe comic people would be in between, but they're going to lean towards left or right. And when you have those very logical brained artists, they're going to want to follow a doctrine of art that teaches them this is right, this is wrong. Right? And that's really a box. It's very much a box. And most of the industry is a box. They're rigid in that sense where they're trying to filter out quality according to them based off of this doctrine that most of them follow. But the reality is life doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, guys. It's very much a house, a temporary house you build. It's like a spider's house, right? A web. They build it. They think it's gonna weather the storm or whatever, and maybe that works for a while. But at some point, your art begins to become formulaic, and the experience that you're creating for yourself as an artist is one of a mathematician rather than actual, someone who's trying to integrate and interact with the medium. It becomes something of, following your art religion. And so I'll say that's not really what I recommend you do. I recommend you take what you like, what you know, and become a free to create your way. That's super important. You don't want to get stuck in practicing their, the educational part is religious doctrine too much. You want to break away from that. Use it, but learn to figure out your own words as much as you can. It's difficult, and I understand most people want to just follow, but it's really important that you get into that, because that's the difference between someone like Kim Jong Un. I probably said the wrong name. I probably said the North Korean dictator's name. Recipes. The dude that was doing those crazy perspective shots, and so many images and characters. He's Korean. He passed away last year. But that guy, he was using what he liked, then he did his own way. And they said, oh no, don't do that until you're 70. Don't even think about doing that until you're an old man. But then you got people that have legendary status in the comic world that didn't even spend any day in art school, right? Where they just figured it out themselves, they trained themselves. Many of your favorite mangakas didn't go to art school at all. They just studied their own way, and their assistants or something. Just like to draw. This thing, I'm just using it and using it. Give me a second, I have to restart the live on Instagram. light rays coming off of this head that's about to explode right here. It's like nuclear half-life attack. So we did like some kind of after image attack where he combined his nuclear calling with his the system is called Ghost Arts or Ghost Trinity Arts. He combined it with the Ghost Art known as After Image and his nuclear calling. He created his own unique attack called Nuclear Half. We do it. Because these rays, they're going to be coming through where they can from holding up his sight. This is towards his face. Do that right. Press flat. We'll darken it later. I want to try to follow this ellipse where the light's shining in all these different directions. Okay? I have to like fade it here. We're not going to worry too much about the lettering because only Snodder's going to be doing that. If you guys want to see my friend, he's going to be doing lettering for the series for these like attacks and sound effects. Not for all of them, but a lot of them. Check out my friend list. Go on my page, check my friend list, and look for Snodder. Click his page, you're going to see some crazy lettering. Honestly, this stuff is out of this world. It's all completely original. Like he draws like that. There's so many drawings and things. Actually, this is going to be even brighter than this one, so I'm going to play with that lost and found line a lot more. Just want to make sure that I can capture somewhat of his likeness. I'm going to actually do the rays. So when I'm going to go back in there and add these like lines going in these circular direction, it's going to explode. I'm going to try to follow a direction that this circle is going towards. So think of it like there's a light ray circle going around him, and I want to make these lines in that direction. Then I'm going to go in and these lines are coming all the way out. Rotate it back into See how we're creating a focus on that? I like to add this like shimmer, spherical shimmer, so it's like a ring of light. So let's we gotta kind of do it quick. Two-step in there. You can always add whiteout where you want to kind of fix it up or increase that luminosity. So like right here, I could put wide line. I don't have to. I could do that all later. No problem. And when we tone this, it's going to be even clearer. That's really bright, right? We don't have to. We're not going to be toning in this step. I like to tone. I like to do a little bit of mixed traditional and digital. So my toning is mostly digital. Let me put it that way. Like I have a little thing I do where I'll get paper and I'll put it on the Cintiq that's already been the image has been scanned in there. I'll put the printer paper on it, and I'll just put a tone on top, right? And after that, I'll plug that into the computer as well, and I'll have like a natural texture. I can turn it into a screen tone and place it, and it gives it like a natural look. I really don't like that digital look, so I try as much as possible to remove that plasticky kind of look that you get with digital art. But it's everybody has their preference, but I think that this you can't replicate this in the computer. With that the line and the room for mistakes that you can make that actually are a good thing, you can't replicate that in the computer. Is it that human touch? Alright guys, we're gonna restart the live on TikTok. It hasn't been growing much, so we want to try to get some more people in here before we finish this thing. So we're gonna restart it. Alrighty guys? I'll see you. They're gonna redo this one. Knuckles cracked. Ink is fresh. Let's keep it going. Alright, we're over here now. my Kindle. Appreciate you. Beautiful work. Thank you. Yeah, with TikTok it's kind of hit and miss. I was live for like an hour and a half, and I was stuck like at 9 likes. It happens. You know, it's not good. Ultimately, we get to share this like never before. We ain't gonna be paying for nobody to be watching our stuff. Hell to the no. No. Thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. That's the most important thing. Is you kind of have to figure out after you get a decent grasp of fundamentals, where you can start doing your own stuff. It's really important you start to explore your own style as much as you can, your own shape language. If you don't, you're going to be drawing other people's stuff, and that's fine. But that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be drawing other people's stuff all the time, and you want to get beyond that. If you have your own vision, you have your own ideas. It's a little scary, but once you take that leap, start to play with the different shapes that interest you in your design, good to go. Good to go. Originality, it's really sad, but I have a lot of people saying like, oh yeah, that's not important. And it's the strangest thing. It's really the strangest thing when you hear that. What do you mean it's not important? That's like the most important thing. But they'll say, no, we just want you to, take something old and give it a fresh spin. And you wonder why our industry in America is a remake cycle, an infinite Tsukiyomi of just remakes. Oh, we need 10,000 more Spider-Mans. It's been around 100 years. That's 100 years not enough. So it's really important that, especially in this day and age, with the internet, we can share, we can grow, that we share that style, that unique flair that each of us have. Be afraid. There's nothing to be. Kendall. Thank you, Easter. Thank you, Jesus. Just one illustrate. I like long haired 7-1 with long hair. Can you draw one anime sketch of Serena from Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon character is Serena. Cool, dude. Cool, man. I like to do, honestly, I don't like to really draw other people's stuff. I'll do it like if I don't have a choice, but I'd rather work on my own comic, you know. But I appreciate your request, man. I understand that I really like Serena. I don't know what character that is. Is that the one with the blonde hair, Cynthia? No, that's Cynthia. It's different. Serena. It sounds familiar. But thank you. What's your name? Jahil Dean D. Appreciate you, dude. On Twitch. Instagram is asleep. We're good. Back up, Instagram. So because there's a lot of light in this panel, we see this head's about to explode and do some kind of attack. In this case, I'm not trying to create a closed shape. I'll play with that a little bit in a second, but I actually wanted to start off with the direction of the light rays, so I can kind of preserve that sense of luminosity, right? The trick to it is something called lost and found lines. You have a line, you find the line, and you lose the line. You find the line, and you lose the line. It lets the reader kind of use their own brain to put it together, even though you didn't complete the shape or whatever. Little trick I like to do is when I have something underneath something, so like in this case, you have his ripped sleeve over his arm that's kind of been morphed into this sight shape. We see his arm right here. I like to darken it to give a sense that, oh, it recedes inside now, right? So I'll do that, and I'll add just a little bit of patching to it to give a sense of it receding, like it getting darker and darker as we go inside of the sleeve. So here, in this case, this will be easier to see. Now, notice how this little part right here, we have this part of the finger that I've drawn. It's almost merging with this part of the shirt, right? This is called a tangent. When the 2 points meet and it looks like they're merging. We don't want that. We want to try to get rid of tangents when we spot them. We can't be perfect. We try our best. Tangents, they just lead to confusion. And our job as illustrators is to illuminate, not confuse. Right? So do your best to catch these things little things that could confuse people. Even if it's small, it's really important to catch those tangents. What the hell is this? Oh my god, what the hell? I have one long hair that's like golden. What the fuck? I never noticed that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where'd it go? Holy shit, this is my lucky fucking hair right here. I have no idea. Am I related to white people? Golden. Alright, we're gonna pull it out and you might shed a tear. Okay. Bismillah. I was like, wait, why is that long? Oh my god. That just might be long. Sorry, that was weird. Caught my attention. I never noticed that. Live in your land. pattern. Alright, let's move on to the next time. Just gonna clean this thing. What up, Cristo? Just one illustration sketch. No. Alright, we're on the final panel. This is a little bigger panel. Take up about, say like 60% of the page. This. Let's start off with explosion, sound effect. Is this your own comic? Yes. It's called Demonation. And it's like Men in Black, except without aliens. You got the fairy tales pretending to be human, stuff like that. And the human population can't see them. All these things. Yeah, it's a story about these cloud agents in black who keep humanity asleep in a truly magical world. It's a dystopian, epic, fairy tale shonen. But it's not like your typical shonen. It's more like a seinen, if anything. But it's definitely shonen. Let me just say, it's packaged as a shonen, but its themes, the questions it asks, the issues it deals with, much more mature. But I'm pretty sure kids are smarter than we give them credit to, and they'll understand exactly what this story's about. I'm just going to mark these X's here because I'm going to fill it in later. It's a lot quicker. I like to do the traditional lines and then digital fill where I can. Speed up the process. So cool. Is this your original art? Yeah, PT. Thank you, Blossom Flower. It's my original art, original comic. It's called Demonation, and a simple way to think about it, it's like Men in Black meets fairy tales, right? Instead of aliens hiding as humans, you got fairy tales pretending to be. They want a better life too. They want a good life to live, and the human territory, it's a lot safer than the fairy tale territory. The fairy tale side is very, it's always covered in war, famine, disease, all of it. There's always those problems, and the humans have no clue what's going on. Most humans, 80% of the population. So you have like this secret organization called the Cloud, who keeps humans asleep to the truly magical world they're actually built in. It's all for a good reason, but you can't really say they're the good guys either. It's a little more complex. This is like if George Orwell and Aldous Huxley made a manga, and they chose the like dystopian theme to do it. This is what I would say is something close to that. That dealing with the big brother of government, who's worthy of holding the secrets, what is meant to be kept secret, what isn't. It's this thing where we're trying to understand the relationship between power, the ones who hold power, decide what's allowed and what isn't, and who's worthy. Is it right? Is it just to hide, to cover the truth? So there's a lot of implications in this kind of story. Here's your read. Look at the implications. Jim, appreciate you. Guys, any comments? Thank you for the follow, AMS. This is so cool. Is this your answer? Page blue. Too much. Straightforward page. you guys for liking the live so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys. We actually had to restart the live earlier, so whoever's here from that previous live, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for everyone who's in this current live. Almost to that finish line. So for me, I like to do a hybrid method where I'm doing traditional line art. So I could like mark the page directly, use it with my own energy. And then I like to finish it off, clean it up, push it in different directions, do the fill-in work. So where these X's are, it's going to be black. It's like an indication. I'll make this black. Fill it in with black. I do that stuff digitally, so I'll polish it up, fix it up, and do all that good stuff. But by doing this, I've done 60% of the work of a completed page. What's remaining, first 20% is the pencils. I would say 60% is the inks, these traditional inks, and then it's 20% polish. We're done. So we are at that 80% mark. Yes. Hair stuff. It's super dry now. It's clogging. Also, most of these things in the background, they're going to be affected by this luminosity, this explosion that's happening. So we're going to draw, like we did up here, where all these rays of light are casting and creating a shadow by hitting the objects, the different picture elements. It's going to happen all over here, so, but we're going to do that in the end. Oh, well, I don't know what happened here, but looks like my phone with Instagram died for some reason. We don't have a charger connected. There. that exploded now. Okay, so keep that going. Probably not debris, Ryan. you, Alejandra. So with the explosions, when you're drawing them, you want to think about where is the explosion happening? And the more you can kind of point towards that, with these rays coming out, more of an a potent explosion you can create. Make it feel loud. You can make it feel focused, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll play with it, you know, you add different lines, you'll tweak it here and there. You ultimately have one that has to be satisfied. See, we're kind of getting off that sort of center. We want to try to imagine like an ellipse in the center or a circle, go there. Not exactly. You know, you play with it, play with the proportion. Get in with the white ink if you want to do that. You can just go over it and it's really going to pop. Everything's going to pop more. Try to think of, whenever you create like a triangle or arrow type shape, whatever pattern it is, so you see like right here, I'm pointing towards what? What am I trying to point towards? I'm trying to point you guys towards here. Because I want you to feel that sense of, oh, this is the center, it's floating in. So something to keep in mind is when things are pointy, they're sort of a way to kind of lead the viewer's eye. And doing these like fast action lines really help keep that focus on that center, creating that illusion of the explosion. And you can keep going, but you know, really, if I went in with some white, which I might do, usually I just try to keep the traditional black line work, but I'm gonna do that just to kind of clarify it a little more. But let's just do the sound effect real quick. I want to kind of actually add Ray. Go in the same direction. Ray is pointing towards that center. Kind of see that effect. Alright. Alright, we're good, we're good. We don't need to add any. We don't need to, but I can see if I put this in. I'll just use this. You can use, if you want fine line, this is the one I've been using, it's pretty good. Winsor Newton calligraphy ink. I was testing out a couple of them, and this one came out the top, but I'm not going to use this actually. I'm just going to go in with some whiteout. This is another cool little thing I found from gathering tools and experimenting. Presto Jumbo Pen. The white you get from this is so bright. It's gonna, I might be out of it. Just a little bit left. I want to make that center bright as possible. Make sure it reads the way I want it to. Especially with these little ripples of the shock wave from the explosion breaking through the ground. And we could go crazy and actually like go white out, add lines. But we're gonna do that on the computer. Save time, easier. We're done here, guys. Oh, wait, what am I saying? Whoa, how dare I? I like to add this little ring of light. It's not a little thing I like to do. Really easy, guys. As long as you have a clear focus, you can get that effect. Just go with this thing. Sense of some lost and found lines, like we were talking about earlier. I'm just kind of hint at the line, and I'll let you guys kind of put it together. So I don't want to create closure in the shape that I'm making, because it'll read as a solid rather than something luminous and almost transparent. Alright, we can go, we can keep pushing it, but we really shouldn't, right? So I think all that's left is probably to add these little shadow marks of luminosity. It's like casting a shadow. We're not going to even bother with that. We don't need to do that. We're good. Alrighty, guys, I appreciate y'all watching live. We got a page done, another day, another page. And we're going to keep going. We're going to do more pages. Some off screen, off live, some on live. The build up from what we got so far. Started off here. We did a double spread. Double spread. Then we did this page the other day. Now we are here. Looking good. Looking nice. Real nice. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody new, old. Thank you. I will be seeing you guys again. And we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. We got like 40 more pages left. Done. Alrighty, guys. Later. Have a good one.